Commander Vex'thara of the Infinite Dominion stood on the bridge of the flagship Eternal Wrath, watching the small blue planet rotate lazily on the viewing screen. Her 3 eyes blinked in sequence, a gesture her species reserved for moments of supreme confidence. "So," she said, her voice dripping with amusement, "this is the famous Earth." Her tactical officer, a nervous creature named Plix, shuffled his tentacles uncertainly. "Yes, Commander. Initial scans confirm approximately 8 billion inhabitants. Pre-warp civilization. No unified planetary defense grid detected." Vex'thara laughed, the sound echoing through the bridge like grinding metal. "No defense grid. Oh, this will be delightful. How long since we encountered such primitive targets?" "Approximately 4 cycles, Commander," Plix responded, consulting his datapad. "The last being the Yolam system. They surrendered within 3 standard hours." 3 hours. Vex'thara's mandibles clicked together in what passed for a grin among her kind. "I wager we can break these humans in 2. Perhaps less. What are they called again?" "Humans." "Humans, Commander." "Whatever." She waved a clawed appendage dismissively. "Deploy the standard intimidation protocol. Broadcast our demands. Watch them scramble and panic like the insects they surely are." The communication channel opened, and Vex'thara composed herself, preparing to deliver the speech that had terrified countless worlds before this one. "Inhabitants of Earth," she boomed. "You stand in the presence of the Infinite Dominion. Surrender your world immediately, pledge your resources to the Empire, and perhaps, we will allow your species to continue existing as servants. You have exactly one of your planetary rotations to comply. Resist, and you will be erased from the cosmos like dust in the void." She closed the channel and leaned back in her command throne, satisfied. "Mark the time, Plix. I want to see exactly how quickly they crumble." What happened next would become legendary throughout the Dominion, though not in the way Vex'thara intended. The response came in less than 10 minutes. A human face appeared on the screen, a female with dark skin and remarkably calm eyes. She wore what appeared to be some kind of military uniform, festooned with colorful badges and insignia. "This is General Maya Torres of the United Earth Defense Command. We received your, let's call it a message. Cute speech, by the way. Did you rehearse that?" Because the dramatic pause before servants was really something. Vex'thara's eyes widened. "How dare you?" Yeah, how dare I, who do I think I am, blah blah blah," Torres continued, waving her hand as if swatting away an annoying insect. "Here's the thing, Vex. Can I call you Vex? We've been watching you lumber through our solar system for the past 3 days. Your stealth technology? Adorable. Our 15-year-olds have better encryption on their social media accounts." Plix made a strangled sound. "Commander, she shouldn't be able to." "Oh, we can," Torres interrupted, apparently hearing him. "Nice tentacles, by the way, Plix. Very retro. Listen, we really appreciate the whole Galactic Empire thing you've got going on. Super intimidating. Gold star for effort. But here's our counteroffer. Turn your ships around, leave our system, and we'll forget this ever happened. Maybe we'll even send you home with a fruit basket." Vex'thara felt her blood pressure rising, a dangerous thing for her species. You mock the Infinite Dominion? We have conquered 473 world. Congratulations, Torres said flatly. Participation trophy is in the mail. Now, did you actually scan our planet, or did you just assume we were pushovers because we haven't developed faster-than-light travel yet? Your technological level is irrelevant. Vex'thara roared. We possess weapons that can crack continents. Shields that can withstand the heat of stars. Our fleet numbers in the thousands. Torres sighed, the sound somehow conveying both pity and exhaustion. Plix, buddy, pull up the tactical data your commander clearly ignored. See that section labeled Military Capability Assessment. Read it to her. Out loud. Plix looked at Vex'thara, who gestured angrily for him to comply. He scrolled through the data, his complexion slowly turning a sickly shade of purple. Oh no. What? Vex'thara demanded. Commander, the humans, They have approximately 18,000 functional nuclear warheads. They possess kinetic bombardment satellites. Their military spending exceeds the gross domestic product of most civilizations we've encountered. They have something called mutually assured destruction as their primary defensive doctrine. Torres leaned forward on the screen, her expression shifting from amusement to something far more dangerous. Translation: Vex. We've spent the last 100 years preparing to fight ourselves. We built weapons designed to kill billions of us. We created delivery systems that can strike anywhere on our planet within 30 minutes. We poisoned our own atmosphere with radioactive testing because we wanted to make sure our bombs worked properly. And you, with your little fleet and your cute little speech, think you're scary? The bridge fell silent except for the ambient hum of the ship's systems. Here's what's going to happen, Torres continued, her voice now cold as vacuum. You're going to leave. Now. Because if you don't, we're going to show you exactly what happens when you threaten a species that's been fantasizing about alien invasions for a century. We've written books about it. Made movies. Run simulations. We've been hoping someone would be dumb enough to try. So please, Vex. Make my day. Vex'thara stared at the screen where General Torres waited with the patience of a predator watching cornered prey. The commander's 3 eyes blinked rapidly, a sign of deep confusion among her kind. You're bluffing, Vex'thara said, though her voice carried notably less confidence than before. No pre-warp species has ever. Ever what? Torres interrupted, leaning back in her chair with a smirk that somehow translated perfectly across species barriers. Ever told the big bad empire to shove it? Well, congratulations, you get to be the first to experience it. Plix, sweetheart, are you still reading that file? Plix nodded miserably, his tentacles drooping. Commander, there's more. The humans have weaponized diseases. They've created autonomous killing machines. They have something called a submarine that can hide underwater for months and launch civilization-ending weapons without surfacing. They've built bunkers designed to survive their own apocalypse weapons. And, Commander, they've been doing this to prepare for wars against each other. That's impossible, Vex'thara whispered. No species is that insane. Torres laughed, the sound sharp and utterly without humor. Insane? Maybe. Effective? Absolutely. Let me paint you a picture, Vex. Right now, at this very moment, we have 600 fighter jets scrambling into position. We have orbital platforms charging weapons you can't even detect yet. We have submarines surfacing in every major ocean, their launch tubes open and ready. We've got ground-based railguns that can punch holes through your shields, and yes, we know about your shields because we hacked your systems about 5 minutes into this conversation. Impossible. Vex'thara slammed her appendage on the command console. Our encryption is military grade. It would take cycles to. It took a 16-year-old kid in Singapore about 20 minutes, Torres said. Her name is Keiko Tanaka. She did it for extra credit in her computer science class, and honestly, we're thinking about recruiting her. The point is, Vex, you're out of your depth, and you don't even know it yet. Plix was now scrolling frantically through more data, his color shifting from purple to an alarming shade of gray. Commander, their chemical weapons alone, they have nerve agents that can kill in seconds. They've created biological weapons they keep locked away because they're too dangerous to ever use. And according to this, they've banned most of these weapons among themselves because they're, quote, crimes against humanity. Wait, Vex'thara said, her mandibles clicking in confusion. They banned their own weapons. Oh, this is my favorite part, Torres said, her smile widening. Yeah, we did. We sat down, looked at what we'd created, and decided some things were too horrible even for us. White phosphorus, cluster munitions, weaponized anthrax, you name it. We made rules about war, Vex. Rules. Because without them, we'd have exterminated ourselves decades ago. And you know what that means. Vex'thara said nothing, her confidence evaporating like water in vacuum. Torres stood up, her posture shifting from casual to military precise. It means that everything we're pointing at you right now? That's the stuff we agreed was acceptable to use. The banned weapons are still in storage, just in case we ever meet someone who really, truly pisses us off. Care to guess where you fall on that scale? Warning klaxons suddenly blared across the bridge of the eternal wrath. Plix shrieked, his tentacles flailing. Commander, multiple launches detected from the planet surface. Tracking 17, no, 24, no, 63 separate trajectories. They're not even nuclear, they're kinetic kill vehicles, solid tungsten rods dropping from orbital platforms. Impact in 40 seconds on our forward scout. Evasive maneuvers. Vex'thara screamed. Too late, Torres said calmly. Those weren't aimed at your flagship, don't worry. Just your scout ships. Consider it a demonstration. We call them rods from God, by the way. Simple physics, really. Accelerate a telephone pole-sized piece of metal to orbital velocities, drop it on target, and watch it hit harder than most conventional explosives. No radiation, no fallout, just good old-fashioned kinetic energy and gravity. The view screen split, showing the scout ships attempting to flee. They didn't make it. The tungsten rods struck with pinpoint precision, the resulting explosions visible even from the flagship's distance. 63 targets, Torres continued. 63 hits. 0 misses. And Vex. We've got about 10,000 more of those satellites, and we built them 30 years ago when we were worried about asteroids. Imagine what we've developed since then. Vex'thara collapsed into her command throne, the weight of the situation finally crushing through her arrogance. What do you want? I already told you, Torres said, her voice softening slightly. Leave. Go back to your infinite dominion, tell them Earth is off limits, and maybe spend some time conquering species who actually want to be conquered. I hear there are several out there. We're not interested. The Dominion will return, Vex'thara said weakly, grasping for any remaining shred of dignity. With greater numbers. With better weapons. Torres shrugged. Maybe. Probably not, though. See, we're going to send a full recording of this conversation to every species within 50 light-years. We're going to make sure everyone knows the Infinite Dominion got spanked by a pre-warp civilization. How do you think your recruitment numbers will look after that? Plix made a sound somewhere between a whimper and a sigh. Commander, she's right. This is catastrophic for our reputation. Plus, Torres added, if you Dio come back, we'll be ready. And Vex. By then, we might actually be a warp-capable species. Imagine us with faster-than-light travel and all these lovely weapons. Sleep well with that thought. Vex'thara looked at her tactical officer, at the ruined scout ships on the viewscreen, and at the human general who had just dismantled 400 years of Dominion intimidation tactics in under 30 minutes. Helm, she said quietly, set course out of this system. Maximum speed. Smart choice, Torres said. Oh, and Vex. Next time you want to conquer a planet, maybe do more than 5 minutes of research first. Humanity out. The screen went dark. As the eternal wrath retreated from Earth's solar system, Vex'thara sat in silence, contemplating the greatest lesson the Infinite Dominion had ever learned. Some species don't need faster-than-light travel to be terrifying. Some species spend their entire existence preparing for war against themselves, and when someone else shows up looking for a fight, well, that's just target practice. Plix broke the silence nervously. Commander, should we file this as a tactical retreat or? We're calling it an exploratory mission, Vex'thara interrupted. And Plix. We're never speaking of this again. Behind them, Earth continued spinning peacefully, its inhabitants already returning to their normal routine of preparing for threats both real and imagined, just in case someone else decided to test humanity's hospitality. The universe had been warned.